Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in here today. We are coming up with the 7th episode of Ascending the Tower here on our Pokemon Go series. We have a really spicy lead pick here in Armaldo that I really quite enjoyed using. It's a shame at the moment that the servers seem to be absolutely nagged by lag and a lot of other issues. Hopefully there's going to be a fix that comes soon on the Pokemon Go servers. Hopefully Niantic is listening to everybody that's complaining about it. Hopefully something gets fixed soon. You'll see in a few of the games that I have here that there's quite a lot of problems. I even lose one of the games here because the game overcharges instead of taking the charge attack that I have. You'll see that coming up ahead. But thank you everybody for tuning in. If you really want to help my channel, just hit that like button. It means a lot for the channel and it helps my channel grow as well. And I'd also be very appreciative if you could slap a subscribe down too on this channel. Now you don't have to, only do so if you like the content. But without further ado everybody, in bacon we trust today. Let's get started. Alright everybody, now we're coming into the screen here where you can see the team that we have. We have the always on core of Gengar and Gallade. Gengar is running that Shadow Claw with Shadow Punch, which is an elite TM move if you don't have it already, with Shadow Ball, and Gallade is always with Confusion, Close Combat and Leaf Blade. Now our Armaldo, some people would say go with Infestation, but not me because I prefer the energy gain from Fury Cutter. It does almost no damage, but it does get you to your charge moves a lot quicker, and with something like Rock Blast, when you're seeing a lot of Flyers and also a lot of Fairy and Fire types, Rock Blast comes in really handy, as well as that Water Pulse if you're going against a Charizard or even a Talonflame. Even Typhlosion doesn't like the Water Pulse, so you'll see all three of those at some point during your sets. It's just inevitable. But without further ado, let's get stuck into the first game here. As you can see, the first game here is against Boot 68 at the Ace level. So we're moving in here. We have Armaldo coming out on the lead. He has a very strong matchup against a Machamp here. The Machamp won't be doing much damage with the Rock Slide or with the Cross Chop, and we won't be trying to throw the Rock Blast here because the Rock Blast will be doing a lot of resisted damage. So we'll not shield this one here because the Cross Chop doesn't do a great deal of damage, and then we'll quickly switch out to try and get the matchup later against Machamp with the Water Pulse in hand on Armaldo. Now we've got it's a rather sticky opponent here in Snorlax, so I'm going to try and shield bait here with the Leaf Blade. If we can draw out this first shield, we might be able to get to the close combat before they throw a charge move, which would most likely be a Body Slam. Unfortunately, we've got no chance of getting there, so we're going to throw up the shield here, and we will be able to get to the close combat because of the overcharge. Hopefully they don't shield the close combat when we get there. It is extremely slow, the confusions that come through. And he's probably only counted 3, so he's probably expecting a Leaf Blade here after the bait before. This close combat will one-shot. Kapow, look at that. See you later, Snorlax. Back to the dugout with you, my friend. In comes the Machamp. Do we let this go? I think it's a good idea to let this one go. Yeah, there we go. So we can come in now with the Gengar and try and force the swap out. Or we can try and quickly get to a Shadow Punch so that they have to throw a shield. If they throw the shield here, then we are in a very big spot with our Armaldo sitting on a Water Pulse already. There's the shield. They go for the quick swap with loaded energy, and in comes the Escavalier with no shield, so one Shadow Ball here will be getting rid of the Escavalier. And we've got them there before they can get the Drill Run, which would have been doing super effective damage on our Gengar. So the Machamp will be coming back in with fully loaded energy. We're trying the quick swap here onto the Armaldo, and the hot swap there gets us to the Water Pulse, and this will be knocking out the Machamp. So Armaldo with that Water Pulse gets a lot of neutral damage here on a Machamp. And see you later, Machamp. That's the first game down. That's 1-0. That's a very nice start there with the Armaldo lead. Giorgio Armaldo in the house, y'all. So we're moving on to the next one here with a Dragonite lead against Armaldo, which is another favourable matchup because of the Rock Blast. The Rock Blast does about 60% damage to a Dragonite. So if we can get to one, if we can draw the shield out first, that'll be great. Because we will be able to get to a second Rock Blast, which means we might be able to pull out 2 shields off the Dragonite. and they've decided to let that one go through. Maybe they didn't think it would do as much damage as it did. And now we're seeing another Escavalier on the safe swap, but our Gengar has the positive matchups here. So we have the... Hopefully we get a shield off this Shadow Punch. If they were counting, then they would know it's a Shadow Punch, which won't do a lot of damage to a Escavalier. And they didn't shield it, so it was a smart play by my opponent. We won't be able to get to the second one. No, we won't. We'll have to shield this because the Drill Run will do super effective damage and one hit a Gengar here, which is very unfortunate. Do we commit to the farm down here? That could be the smarter play, so we have loaded energy. There we go. A nice bit of Niantic lag right there, which you'll see quite a bit on this video, which is unfortunate. And we do get the farm down, so we have a shield and massive amounts of energy here on Gengar. That's dangerous for our opponent. A Gengar with a shield and loaded energy, oof. If we can draw both shields off this here, then that's a very good spot for our Gengar to be in. And that's the first shield pulled. And we quickly swing into the second Shadow Punch. They might let it go because I think it might not do that much damage to a Dragonite, but it actually does. And they've let it go, so we've managed to get the knockout there on our good friend Dragonite. And now we want to try and draw that last shield off our opposing Empoleon here, because if we can hold our shield off and leave it for Gallade, then we can come in with the close combat and win this game. So we come in now and start loading up on that energy. We got two charge puffs there for our close combat. This will be a Hydro Cannon for sure, or a Drill Peck. Drill Peck would have been the better option, you would have saved some energy. But now we'll be able to get to that close combat, and that'll be a good game. See you later, Empoleon. Very good game by my opponent there. Unfortunately, they just didn't get the matchups. And burning that second shield on Dragonite was probably the big mistake they made, and they bailed from the match before it ended. So that moves us to 2-0 here. Very nice play. So we come to the next one here against UA45, still at the ace level. Armaldo comes in on the lead against a Gardevoir. Now this is a reasonably good matchup because of Rock Blast, but the charms do mass damage here. Doesn't matter what it's against. A Shadow Gardevoir always does a lot of damage, especially a Shadow one. So we have the Rock Blast coming in, which will be doing super effective damage, so it's pulled the first shield. Now we'll switch into the Gengar, and we might be able to farm down here and stay alive. They will use it. Do they get a no, they don't even get a charge move off. So that was a really good switch out. Now we have the Arcanine coming in. Was that a Shadow Arcanine? I think that was. They've got the double spice with the two shadows. Very nice to see. So the Arcanine is going to eat a second Shadow Punch. Are they going to shield it? Because the second Shadow Punch will also do a lot of damage. They didn't shield it. No, they have no shields left. They used it already before. I miscounted myself. So if you bring in the Armaldo here, Rock Blast will be enough to get rid of an Arcanine. We should be able to get to one. There it is. So this will be saying goodnight to Arcanine and back to the dugout with you, my friend. That is the end of his night. Now we're moving into the third Pokemon. What have they got in the back? It is a Shadow Victory Bell. Oof. That's going to take a lot of damage from Confusion. And this will just be a quick farm down. And the opponent has decided that they will bounce out of the game. And that moves us to 3-0. Despite the lag and inefficiencies, Armaldo is just kicking some tail here on lead. This is probably a tough matchup for Armaldo, while the Dark does do a bit of neutral damage to our lead Pokemon here. The Water Pulse will be getting a shield, so we will try and Rock Blast quick. We'll take this first Dark Pulse on the chin because it was definitely not a poison, or Gunk Shot or something like that, or a Sludge Wave because it was too quick. So we'll try and get these two Rock Blasts off. Can we draw out the first shield? If they don't shield this, it won't be doing a great deal of damage to Muck because Muck just absorbs everything. So we'll try and get to that Water Pulse, and if we get to the Water Pulse, that will be doing a good chunk of neutral damage. Now, are they going to throw that first shield of the game for themselves, or they've thrown the first shield? Alright. So Armaldo's not going to survive here. We now have the shield advantage, and probably the smart play here is to leave Armaldo to drop, and that's exactly what we've done. So Armaldo is now going to hit the floor, and we're going to bring in Gallade to hopefully try and farm down a little bit if we can get to that Leaf Blade. And we managed to get there. They probably want to hold on to that last shield or not. Who knows? No, they... Oh, it didn't get rid of him. It was just a bit too much HP on him there. So I've had to burn a shield here. That's unfortunate. And it was a gung shot, which would have one hit KO'd me. And now we've been able to knock out the muck after losing a Pokemon in about 20%. In comes the Venusaur. And we do the quick switch out here to Gengar. And I think this might be a Sludge Bomb, because the Sludge Bomb would have done more damage on the Gallade, and we've called it correctly there, so save the shield, that's huge. In comes a Swampert in the back. Ugh, gross. Now we're going to have to use the shield here, because the Hydro Cannon will be knocking out the Gengar. If we can draw that shield off here with a Shadow Punch, that'll be huge. It'll put us in a very advantageous position here to move forward, as we will have loaded energy on our Gallade. We've drawn that shield out, that's big. We can throw out another Shadow Punch here. The smarter play probably would have been one more charge attack and then, or fast attack, and then hitting the Shadow Ball for the kill. But at the end, he will have to throw his energy to take out the Gengar, which will leave us to farm down with Gallade. Or we can just throw the energy, because we don't know. I guess I must have miscounted, or not been watching the attack moves coming in from Swampert, so it could have been sitting on the second one, who knows. We still have a bit of leftover energy here on the Gallade, and I've gone for the Leaf Blade, but the game's overcharged on me there, and it is unfortunate, extremely unfortunate there that the servers have cost the 4-0 run there. The Sludge Bomb will be coming in doing neutral damage there, which will be enough to get rid of the Gallade. Very unfortunate. We're moving in here to Satoshi Mark for the 5th game of the set. So in comes Armaldo on the lead against a Togekiss. That is a very positive matchup, because the Charms, while they do a bit of damage, they won't be coming in as quick as the Fury Cutters will be, and we'll be able to load up on Rock Blast, which will be doing super effective damage. So we've got a Rock Blast and a half right now. And look at that, the lag has cost me everything again. Good stuff there, Pokemon Go. Some things don't change. Death, taxes, and Pokemon Go lagging on servers. So now we'll be able to get to a second Rock Blast. It looks like it's a bit steadier now. And we've managed to draw out that shield, so bring in the Gengar to try and farm down here. We'll have to use one of the 2 shields. But after that we will be able to farm this Togekiss completely out if they do not switch. We're going to try and farm down, but they've switched out straight away into a Roserade, which is a rather neutral matchup between the two, but the Weather Ball getting a little bit more spamminess than the Shadow Punch is what gives Roserade a little bit of an edge here. So after the 3 Seed Bombs, we have the first Weather Ball coming through. I will use the last shield here, because I would like to try and keep Gengar alive. That we are sitting on the Shadow Punch to try and draw out that last shield from the Roserade. They will be sitting on a Weather Ball. A bit of lag there too on those. And we've managed to draw out that last shield, and they will be getting to it. Game overcharges on me again there, so the game might have just cost me a second loss here. And the Leaf Storm comes in, and we will just bring in the Armaldo to farm down and hope that they throw in the Togekiss straight after. So what are they going to do now? They got Togekiss, or one that we have not seen yet. What are they going to throw in? In comes the Togekiss, and we can throw that Rock Blast straight out and then look to hot swap straight into our Gallade. That is good night to Togekiss, see you later. And in comes a Swampert. Good riddance to Swampert. He's not going to beat me here. A Hydro Cannon won't one-shot, and neither will Sludge Wave. And we get to the Leaf Blade first anyway, which will be one-hitting this dirty, dirty Swampert. As everybody knows on my channel, I hate Swampert, and this is just absolutely fitting for a 4-1. See you later, Swampert. Back to the dugout with you. Sayonara. Hopefully we do not see you again for a while. So we just had a nice little 4-1 with the Armaldo lead and the always-on core of Gengar and Gallade. It was actually a rather enjoyable set, despite the constant lag and glitchiness of the game. It would be really nice if the people at Niantic would actually work on fixing the problems with the Go Battle servers. Maybe that's just a dream, who knows? But hopefully in the near future there's a fix or something that comes through, because it's getting rather boring to be losing games or dropping positive sets because of lag, and it's got nothing to do with you as a player. It's extremely frustrating. But with that said, everybody, thanks for tuning in. That's episode 7 of Ascending the Tower there. We've gone from, I believe, it was 2,113 ELO. After this 4-1, we moved up to 2,197. That will be downstairs in the description of this video. But as always, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Downstairs you'll also see the link to the Discord server, which is where people are actually raiding right now for Xerneas. If you feel like you need some raid buddies, jump into the Discord and you'll find some. But as always, thanks for tuning in. That's Fade. Peace out. Hey everybody, my name's The Fade. Thanks for tuning into this YouTube video. I stream weekly on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheFade with a 4 and a 3. Weekdays Monday to Friday, 9:30 AM to 5 PM CET. Be sure to drop by the stream and give it a look.